All right,
Okay, so what's the argument?
let me just send my scaling chain scans chat. All right, that's my scaling chain.
Where is the scaling chain? Let's see, scans. Shanks is greater than Kizaru, who's relative to Akainu. Okay, what's the argument for Shanks over Kizaru?
It's just the fact that he loaded this in film red.
Why is film red canon?
Well, it just stated that they got input from Oda on the power of the Red Hair Pirate so that they could accurately adapt it. Let me just get that statement.
You can grab the statement. They're talking about his abilities, just because like the actual like abilities and personalities of the characters doesn't mean the scaling is the same.
The term abilities does encompass physical traits, unless you want to say that it's a specific set of abilities.
It can.
No,
what
that's
is
just the
general.
Because you're just going to add an assumption that it's a specific set of abilities rather than just abilities in general.
I think abilities in general would just be like what they can do. I think you're adding on more assumptions to say that it's not just.
Wait, how am I?
Just send the scan. Okay, just send the scan. Just send the scan. Just send the scan first. Just send the scans first.
Shut up. If the blanket term of abilities, right, references just the overall traits and physical traits of one, right, and then you're gonna say, oh no, it's just the traits. Like maybe I'm assuming you're gonna say like hockey or like the weapons they use. Again, that is a specific restriction away from the blanket terminology and definition. So that is failing a person. What I'm doing is not.
Lucas. Okay, so Lucas, first of all, I don't know why you're telling me to shut up when I'm just asking you to send the proof of your statement, and then two, first of all, I gave you an alternate interpretation on what abilities could mean. It's on you to prove why yours is the blanket interpretation, why it's like the one that like the definition that's used most of the time.
Do you want to know what the definition of abilities is?
Most of the time, yes. So what's the definition they use for abilities most of the time? Actually, give me 1 second. Let me double check something. I'm pretty sure you're just like blatantly wrong here. Just give me 1 sec.
Lucas conclude.
All right, just send, bro. Just send the scan real quick. Just send the fucking scan. I want to check something.
Oh my gosh! 1 second.
I mean, it's a great start for Lucas, bro. It's like a question bag right off the start, bro. W Lucas W.
I sent it in general because I'm lazy.
Okay, sure. All right, give me a minute. Let me check something real quick.
Already boring as shit, bro. Someone yell.
I mean, Azrael, like, you
okay,
agree, you already agree that abilities do. 1 sec, yeah. You already agree that abilities do reference physical traits and whatnot, right? So it's like, again, I don't understand why.
I agreed it can.
So you believe there's an alternate
definition? I think
definition?
It can either.
Wait, 1 sec.
Yes.
So you believe there's an alternate definition that specifically only talks about how you say like certain types of things rather than like abilities, like physical capabilities someone has in general? Is that what you're trying to argue?
Not that there's an alternate definition necessarily. Can I let me fucking talk, dude? God damn, can I talk without you? I didn't think we needed a moderator. You asked a question. You cut me off when I was saying something.
I just want to get the last point. I was speaking, right? And I said,
Just continue.
Azrael, you can go after I finish off. I wasn't done, and I was talking first. No, let me finish. The point is that I'm trying to make is that otherwise, right? If a definition can encompass something, right, and among other things, right, if it can encompass that thing too, among other things, to restrict it from encompassing that one thing that it can reference, among other things, would be failing a person. You'd be adding an assumption.
Okay, so Lucas, the thing in question is if the definition you're positing is the base definition or the definitions that's used most often. I'm granting that like this, that is a definition they use for ability, but I'm saying there are also other definitions. So I need you to prove that this is the definition used most of the time, because otherwise it's just an alternate interpretation of because for mine to fill on parsing me, I need to be restricting the base definition or the definitions that use most often, and I'd have to add put an added assumption onto that definition, but I'm not.
Okay, you can take a breather now. So, do you know the definition of ability anyway?
Which definition of ability are you referring to? There's multiple.
Well, let's see.
Just peep scans real quick.
Both definitions that you
Here's
actually
like,
get. Basically. One second.
Here's the difference.
I'm not fucking
I'm
finished.
not. I was talking. What? I literally said, "Wait, what's up?" Taking a skid.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. Listen, before you go with all, I'm not saying like don't go with what you're saying. I'm saying go with what I'm saying first. Anyways, so look in the chat. Both definitions that you get reference general things, which would include stuff like combat, right? The possession of the means to skill or do something, including fighting, combative ability, or the talent, skill, or proficiency in particular areas, such as combat, right? So both definitions would refer to anything, including their combat ability. So, like, are you gonna posit an alternate one that should not, how you say?
Okay.
Because otherwise,
now,
it seems like.
Can I talk now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Good boy. Goodbye. One sec. Let me screenshot the entire thing. So, I don't give a fuck what like the definition of English is, because we are arguing off of a Japanese medium, and within Japanese, this is what ability usually refers to. It can refer to just like ability, strength, or competence, or power, strength, or might, or like it's just like a special ability. So it could be a reference to like the competence in like some certain facet, but that's not necessarily competence in like competence as in like their like overall capability in the fight. Even if it's like combative, it can be their competence as in like the attribute they're best at. For example, they can have an accurate portrayal of what's his name, the sniper guy. Yasop, of him being like a really good sniper, but that doesn't necessarily map onto like his like overall combat ability. His scaling can still be different, even if his like competence in general is like the same.
Yeah, I was like, let me read what you say here. So, general everyday meaning. Okay, so there's a few like interesting. Earlier, you were talking about like what definition should we assume that they're taking into account in this statement? Well, the most likely one, given your source, would be the first one that they note to be the general everyday meaning, right? So if generally ability just refers to physical and mental skills, one of which would be combat prowess, right? If that's generally how it's used, and that kind of debunks your own argument because it proves that the most likely interpretation of what the scan is going to be entailing would be just general physical and mental abilities. But second of all, right, these can all just be, how you say, these can all just coexist in the ability of ability. I mean, in the meaning of ability. They're not actually separating these.
Oh, sorry, I zoned out.
Let me finish. I'm not done. Listen.
Well, wait, wait one second. Wait. Dude, I'm not. I want to cut you off. I wasn't part of it. Dude, I zoned out for a second. I just want you to repeat from the start instead of you continuing on, finish your entire thing, and you have to repeat yourself.
No, because I zoned out for a second. 10 seconds at most. Let me.
Lucas, can you listen? I zoned out. You're gonna have to restart from the.
It's gonna be very uncordial if we continue the debate in this manner.
Lucas, I zoned out. I'm gonna ask you to restart from the start, anyways, because I zoned out. So can you just repeat from the start either way?
Okay, let's go on. Anyways, okay. First, fucking fat ass. First off, right? if you have to go off the fact, right, of the source here, is implying that the general meaning of this word is in reference to physical and mental skills, which would debunk your argument as the most common way of using this word is referencing physical and mental capabilities such as combat ability. So when it comes to, right, as you said, what meaning of the word should we interpret the scan to be, right? Well, the most commonly used definition would be one that supports my belief. But second of all, right, your little like ChatGPT fucking article here doesn't actually differentiate these as each like being separate usages of the word and the fact that they can only mean what one of these means. For example, the general everyday meaning here that they have mental skills would encompass physical power or supernatural. So ChatGPT isn't. My point is ChatGPT isn't saying, "Oh, you can either use it this way or this way, or just that these are all things that abilities refer to." Thirdly, two of these three, even if you disagree with fucking everything I said for some reason, two of these three support me. Right, the second one, rather than the general everyday meaning, is physical and special power. Literally, just power verbatim and strength. So, like the third one is basically what you're saying, but the other two is what I'm saying. So there's already more probability based on that alone. Now you can continue.
Okay, so first of all, I don't like call me a fat ass loser. You're a 27-year-old man arguing with little children on Discord. You're a white man that
I get
says the
more
N
bread
word.
from
Like
you
this
the fact
actually
that
said.
you rely on your daddy's visa. You know that, right?
I
Like, you know,
don't
I
rely on
actually
my
work
dad's
for
money. I don't know where this
who's
comes
got
from.
his
I
fucking
mean,
daddy's visa.
I have a little.
Fucking-
I literally. First of all, I'm a fucking U.S. citizen. I don't know where this visa bullshit's coming from. Also, I literally have a fucking internship.
That's
I
not
use
what I
my
meant
own
by
money.
visa. I meant visa card that you get at the fucking bank. Are you retarded?
I use my own money, but okay.
Yeah, of course you wouldn't know
Moving
because you,
onwards.
don't even know, you probably never set it up yourself.
You know the difference? Okay, you know the difference? You say Visa, you said Visa. A Visa is different from a Visa card. Are you fucking retarded? You goddamn
No,
monkey.
that's what context what you try to use in this debate, fucking dumbass. You don't even know your own principles. That's how you're a disingenuous debater.
What
That's still
okay,
fucking.
what you're way more disingenuous. This is the Yappa fucking doom. Also, what context
How
would
am
make
I?
me think you're referring to a Visa card when you said Visa? You're actually retarded, you brain dead
Yes.
idiot. Please go back to
Wait,
England, you fucking cracker. You're the
Yo, I'm
white.
not gonna
You're
lie,
actually
Azrael.
retarded.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. He was clearly talking about you paying things.
Noxus,
with your dad's
Noxus,
visa.
Noxus,
Noxus,
fuck
who
off,
invited
Noxus.
Noxus, who invited you to speak?
Okay, Knox is being a little actually here, but the point is he's younger than you and he still understands this shit better than you. Probably because he actually got his own bank account set up because he has his own fucking bread, which even $10 of his own hard work is much more worth than 100 fucking grand of your daddy fucking pissing money or whatever the fuck you got over there. Even though that's not enough to actually get you any social credit or any fucking.
I'd rather live off my dad's money than be a broke bitch like you, bro. Like, I mean, that's just me. I mean, that's just me. But I'd rather be.
Do you want to be too?
You're definitely, bro. You're definitely broke, bro. You're definitely broke. Well, this is a go by thing, bro. It's just the fun.
I'll send my accounts later on, but yeah, let's continue.
W
was
do
your
right
debunk?
now, but okay. Okay.
Exactly, not
What was
black,
it? Okay,
so-
yeah.
Yeah, go on.
1 sec. Okay, I was saying. So I already like explained my even the other definitions don't necessarily map onto what you're saying. Competence isn't even necessarily like combat ability. It can be competence in like different tasks, which could be like combative in a way, but it's not necessarily like overall combat ability. For example, he could have the same competence as a sniper, but him having the same competence as a sniper doesn't necessarily mean he's still like his like hockey's still the same, or his like reaction speed is still the same. Those are things that are still so just that, I guess.
Okay, yeah, we can go with that point. So that yeah, 1 sec, let me check. Oh, that's my mom. Yeah, anyways, listen. So that doesn't really attack what I've been saying since the beginning, right? Yes, when you refer to abilities or capacities or capabilities or competency, right? It can mean like this in a lot of things. For example, let's just take competency, even though the same applies to the other terms, ability or capability that ChatGPT first off, since it's tautologically used with that. But let's say competency, right? My competency in, I don't know, school, my competency in a fight, my competency in barbell lifting, right? All of this shit is competency, right? It fails on parsimony to restrict your general competency, right? Which is what Oda's saying that they're trying to take note of here, their competency is less parsimonious to say, okay, competency, but only in this thing, rather than just competency in general, which follows upon anything that you can have competency in, which the aforementioned examples, right?
Okay, your argument would only stand if he said like if he contextualized the argument to like combat ability specific. One second,
Why?
just give me one sec.
Sorry, Nani. Yeah, what was? Okay. Yeah, we lied down. Put too many points to the packing for this thing. We actually about it.
I'm not gonna lie, Lucas. That shit was so late, bro. Lucas, I give you the pass from here on out. Whenever I hear you packing, I need it, bro. I need to hear you add bitch ass nigga to any pack that you do, bro. I give you permission to say that word.
Monty, you're a fat ass. Monty.
Crying, Azrael.
Just say, just add that thing.
Bro,
and-
Joe,
and-
can you stop digging once in your life?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Joel,
like,
I'm sorry, Monty. I'm sorry. Nani's a
it's
bitch.
okay. Okay, it's okay.
What? Yo, Manji, get him, bro. Don't let
Yeah,
Monty
I'm gonna
can't,
get him.
Monty can't hold me. Monty can't hold me, bro.
That's not true.
He's an upgraded version of SIBO.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing at me, bro?
No, bro, you're a funny guy.
Yo, Lucas, bro, let's engage. I'll defend Azrael's
Bro, you're
argument.
not a part of the debate. Oh my
No,
gosh.
it's alright. No,
Bro,
it's alright.
why do you think Azrael went on death? Like, I had the
His
DMs.
roommate
Like,
probably came back. He's probably gonna be back in a few
no, he told me to argue for him, bitch.
No, that's not what he said. That's
Push.
not what he
I
said.
can show proof. I can show proof.
Did you? Even if you were timed out.
Listen, why don't you can debate him after?
Wait, don't type me out. Don't type me out, bro. Don't type me out.
I'm
bro.
obviously not gonna.
Zenith
Okay.
will up, bro.
I don't think I.
Zenith
I
will
don't
Okay,
honestly,
I'm
but I
back.
don't think I've ever timed you out since you've got.
I'm
King.
back. Let's continue the debate, bro. Let's continue the debate. Okay. So, Lucas, your point about parsimony only works if we're going on the same framework of the statement. We're not. If the statement said something like, "Oh, they're combat," if their statement said, "Oh, they're as strong as they are before," and then I argued it's only talking about physical strength, and then you said, "Oh, it's talking about like their physical strength, their
28
street,
minutes,
their
bro.
speed, and everything." That's fine. In that same framework, sure, I'd be adding on more assumptions, so I'd be wrong there. But no, in this, I'm arguing the framework of the statement is something else. I'm saying when it's referring to competency, it's not like talking about like competency in combat. It's talking about competency when it comes to certain tags, certain tasks, like which is being like a sniper or like being a or like being a fucking navigator. So even if there is a combative connotation, I'm saying it's not limited to the combative connotation. It can also refer to other things.
Okay, I don't think I understand. Okay, so when they refer to competency or abilities, whatever the fuck, right? Even as ChatGPT here shows, it's that is an all-encompassing term of multiple physical and mental skills, right? The whole no, let me finish. The whole thing about what is it? Is specifically relating to combat ability or combat prowess or something is something that is specified within the statement, sure, but generally when you look at just the definition itself, even ChatGPT is implying here, used for physical and mental skills, is an all-encompassing term of various things that apply. That's why, after all, even the statement itself says abilities, not ability, right? Because they're not saying ability in one thing, they're saying the abilities of people that they have. So, if it's an all-encompassing term, then it would be less parsimonious to restrict that to a specific variation of that term. This being, I don't know, let's say special powers like hockey.
We can just move on. I already addressed most of this, or pretty much all of it, actually.
Sure, we can move on. You can give it a tag
Sure.
next, but is there anything else you want to say, or do you want to move on to your scaling?
We still need to get into why Kizaru or why Shanks goes over Kizaru in the movie.
Shanks scales over Kizaru in the movie.
Yeah, I haven't watched this movie now. I don't remember their altercation. Just what happened real quick.
Yeah, here's a clip in general chat. Shanks just beats him like.
Bro, just put it in the scans, dude. 'Cause he's not getting fucking flooded, dude. You just put in scans.
Fine, I will.
Let me watch this video though.
Okay, darn, you're not getting perms.
Let me see. Zing, are you in VC right now? Since you're judge.
No,
Yeah, what's up? But I just
Okay.
went in VC when y'all started packing. I'm gonna judge
All right,
over
that's fine.
Red.
All right, that's fine. I just want you to watch the clip real quick while I watch it, just so you know.
Sure. It's fun, I guess. Wait, don't end the
All right.
recording, dude.
Oh, what the fuck? All right, that's
Okay. You're good. Just Ace is fun. I'll just look over the recording when it's done. I'll just like upload it to YouTube and then I'll like judge it from there.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying, like, watch the rec while I watch it, since you're giving judgment. I mean, watch the
Why the fuck would I
clip
do
while I
that?
watch it.
It's like so like
I meant the
non
clip,
linear.
bro. I meant the clip, bro.
Wait, like what is like one out of text clip in it do for me when I'm judging a debate? Like I'm
Okay,
obviously I'd rather consume all
okay,
else.
never mind. Okay, okay, time limit. It's fine. Time limit. Let's watch this real quick.
Boy, fuck.
Shanks is so cold, bro. He's so cold.
The hell is he streaming?
I'm just watching a clip you sent. So
Can we double this and give it to the next person real quickly? It's taking forever.
So when are we gonna resume the debate? Like is this like a halftime break or something, nigga? Like come on, give me
No, they're
I'm
watching
watching the
clip
clip you sent
send.
first.
Okay, here it is.
What
Zane can't track, bro. Damn.
I never failed to entertain. Oh, fuck you, Troll.
Yeah, like
Yo, Quince, this is your goat, bro. This nigga ass as hell. Shanks, nigga, title victim, bro.
Okay, that's fine. Shanks can like skill above him off of this. That's fine. So why does Kazaro skill to Akainu?
Shut up.
Yeah, it's just
continue.
okay. So he just stated faster, and he has relative performance against Whitebeard and Marineford.
Why does he have a relative performance against Whitebeard?
Because he's able to keep up with him. He's literally able to stop his weapon and like survive an interaction with him like completely unscathed.
Can you just send the scans real quick? What you're referring to?
Yep. 1 second. I'm gonna send it in scans chat this time, alright? Smarty bunches of votes.
Good boy, Brad. Good boy.
No trouble. We are not trying to hear all that, bro. Mute up.
Buffalo.
Alright, so I'm 1 sec. Okay. Look at the scans chat. I guess I'll just explain this. Basically the first scan is Kizaru trying to go toward Luffy, right? Whitebeard off guards his ass, yet he's still able to block the Naginata, the Nigonata, whatever you call that, and obviously aim an attack toward Whitebeard. And then that's the second panel where he's like blocking it. And then the third panel is like a short period of time after, like as soon as Luffy gets on the bridge, where Kizaru is already like able to just shoot it off. Whitebeard's not even near him. Proving that he like sworded Whitebeard off. Whitebeard wasn't able to like press him or blitz him or do anything of that sort to just easily take him out. So he's able to react to him, and he's also able to just block his weapon and survive the encounter very easily. So. If you want me to showing Whitebeard and Akainu going relative, I can send that too, just to prove they're relative. Did he cut out, or? No, we can't hear you, Azrael.
Stop laughing, bitch. Yo, Azrael, use the argument I gave you, bro. Slime this bitch ass, bro.
Okay, whatever stop taxes, and ironically, we'll get timed out horrible, like really bad.
Mike died with the so I'm gonna just use like Mike. Where in the scan does he like block Whitebeard's attack? All I see is him like dodging it.
You see where he's got like his foot pressed down on Naginata? What the fuck? Huh.
Why is that him blocking? He just like dodged the attack, bro.
Because Whitebeard is sending a Naginata at him, and he presses it down with his foot. That's a block.
Yeah, he dodged the attack, so he dodges the attack, and then while it's down there, he puts his foot down there so he can't lift it up. That's not him blocking it.
So you interpret him you do you you
Why are you not trying to laugh? Why are you trying to
you
laugh?
interpret what trouble, please. Trouble. Okay, so you interpreted that as Kizaru dodging the attack and just
Yes. I don't
like
know how the fuck you would block the attack at that angle. Like, if okay, in what way do you think he could block the attack where it's like literally still stuck to the ground somehow, and then he's like above the
uh
fucking thing he's blocking somehow.
I
Doesn't
don't
make any
see
sense.
where it's stuck to the I think it's toward the ground. I don't think it's stuck to the ground though. I don't see
It's like
anything
literally
indicates
embedded in the fucking ground. Like this angle doesn't make any
uh
sense. Though.
where does it show it being embedded in the ground? I see like there's some rocks that are obscuring the full weapon, but that can just be because
It's
those
literally like
rocks
in
are
the fucking ground. Like you can see the blade part, right? It's like literally in the ground, and the more outwards you go, it's out like it's like very
yeah,
obviously embedded.
I think the only like evidence actually shows that in the scan would be the rocks being like slightly elevated to the point where you can't see the full weapon. But those rocks could just be more elevated than the rest of the terrain. Like unless you think Marineford is a perfectly even terrain, which it's not, but
I mean, okay, I can't grant that interpretation is like completely fine, but like again, I just don't see why like the issue with us just saying like he dodged the attack because we don't see him like blocking it anywhere. Like that's just showing off Hannah.
wait, we can just sidestep the interpretation of him just dodging it and putting his foot down. Okay, so then he blocked.
Yeah, that's not what I said. He still dodges the attack either way. Like
Okay, so
that's
then
that's
wait. If he didn't just put his foot down simply after dodging it, then the only other interpretation would just be
I'm
that
not
he
saying he could have
blocked.
still done that afterwards. Wait, that could still
Wait, but
have
that's what
been
you've
some.
already been saying. You said you just sidestepped the idea that he put the foot down after
No, I'm saying
Whitebeard.
I said we can sidestep the idea that it's embedded into the ground. But regardless, his foot's still
Did
he's still pressing
he
it down with his foot.
say that?
Huh?
Did he actually say that?
See what?
You know, that's fine. I don't care. Okay.
So
Let's
what you
actually
showed
go
me. So wait, so what you showed
one
me
sec.
is before we get into the third scan, what you showed me is he dodges he dodges attack from Whitebeard while he's already like in the process of dodging something because we see him in like the light form where he's like turning into light and trying to move away even before like Whitebeard attacks him. So this dude's like in mid motion, and then Whitebeard comes at him, and then he dodges the attack, and then he has like at best you can say and then Whitebeard just can't lift the attack up at a disadvantageous position because obviously like if you're pressing down something with your foot while the other guy is like trying to like push it up with your hands, like that's just gonna be harder to push. But even if we ignore that, all this does is he has like what like better like his foot's like his ability his like the amount of force that Kizaru can push down with his legs is greater than the amount of push that Whitebeard can lift up. That's fine. Why does that map onto like his striking power? Especially taking the fact like he doesn't have hockey here. He doesn't have fucking his quick food here, which is like imps his AP either way.
Okay, a couple things, right? I already. So I think it's less likely to interpret the fact that what's his name, the Kizaru is putting his foot down on Whitebeard's Naginata. The reason for this is because what was I gonna say? If it
You
was
can't see he's literally put his house back. There's no other interpretation you
wait,
can
I
have.
mean in context to the interpretation that he did it after a dodging, right? Not just the fact that he has it down in general. So in context of that interpretation, I think it's less likely because what's it called? If Kizaru actually just completely sidestepped the attack, right? Then what would be most logical to do is to just attack Whitebeard when Whitebeard has
He
no
does
time to
attack
react.
Whitebeard. He literally attacks
No,
Whitebeard
but
right after.
no. But according to you, right, he only does it now that he's got the fucking foot on the ground, which is an action that, in your interpretation, he performed this action after he just dodged the attack.
Why
He
is it more
performed the action
logical just why is it more logical just to like attack him instead of just like
because he's
holding
got
him
an
down?
an opening.
Yeah,
If
but
Whitebeard's if,
Whitebeard can
if
still like counterattack and like hit him though. So he's taking his
wait,
like
but no,
he's
no, no,
taking
wait
his,
one sec, If Whitebeard is still like swinging, right, and he's dodging, and Whitebeard's swinging, then Beard is in a vulnerable position since he's still swinging downward, so that gives him an opening to an attack. Rather, then try and go on the offensive against Whitebeard's weapon
That'd be
and then attack.
that's a very. All right, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's like a very
Which
short.
gives
I thought you were done my fault. Continue.
it gives him more of an time, like an opening, than if he decides to go for Whitebeard's weapon. Then right, then Whitebeard has more time to retaliate because now he has the time to react and process to Kizaru's putting the foot down before he has to also process the whole laser thing.
So
it gives him
one
more time.
Okay, so one
Yeah, go on.
like he's getting off. He's like getting off guard by Whitebeard, right? So he's gonna if he's like off guard, he's surprised. So even if he makes an irrational move, which I don't think this necessarily is, but even when we say it's irrational, I don't think that's.
Wait, can you
necessarily
repeat that? Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that? You're mumbling. You repeat it from the top. You're right here.
Sure. I'm saying, so first of all, like, let's say this is like this irrational move that wouldn't make any sense. I don't think that necessarily makes it less likely because he is getting like off guarded here. He is surprised, which would obviously impact his ability to critically think. So even if he makes a rational move, that doesn't make it any less likely due to that. Two, I don't even think this is like irrational. Just to clarify, I'm just like even not in that case. And then two, like him counterattacking while like Whitebeard is attacking as he dodges. That's a very short time period, and that requires a type of coordination that I don't know he would necessarily have. Like you're saying, like while somebody dodges a punch, they like counterattack right afterwards. Like that's not something you can always pull off depending on the angles and shit. And then three, like can you just show me like how it's possible he like blocks this attack? I just don't see how it works with the angle.
Okay.
Like how does okay? So Whitebeard from upward motion, right? He presses it. He goes in a downward motion, and then the conclusion of that is the his leg over Whitebeard's attack fucking Naginata. How does he block the attack and he still end up in that position? It doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, so going from the top, I don't want to be interrupted because you said a lot of shit. So first off, I don't know why the fact that he's being first off, I don't know why the fact that he's being off guarded is going to cause him to act irrationally if he's already able to, no matter which interpretation we have, right? He's already able to formulate so he's able to have the cognitive function to do that, and obviously he's always characterized doing things logically, so I need an argument for this. First off, I need an argument for this being not irrational. Second off,
I never said it was irrational.
Okay, so then wait one second.
Lucas, you don't understand your own argument. You're saying my interpretation is less likely because it makes less sense, which would be saying that he's making an irrational decision. I'm saying even in that interpretation, I can explain the irrational decision even if it doesn't exist. Like your argument tells that he's making.
You said that so you said that because he's being off guarded, right? But then you said after that you don't think it's even irrational in the first place.
Yeah, I'm saying under my interpretation, I don't think he made an irrational decision. I'm saying even if I go from your point of view, I think even in that framework, I don't think your framework is you think it'd be this what he did, or at least what I said he did is irrational. He probably do it. I'm saying I don't think that's necessarily the case because even if it is a irrational decision, because of the context, we can explain why he would make such a decision.
I do not repeat that.
Okay. All right, for a rec, I want to have like two more. I want to like bring something else up. We can go over it later, right after this. He doesn't use his hockey here, nor does he use his his devil fruit. We can go over that like right after. I'll remind you, so you don't forget. Like there's just for that. So he's just like blocking like a regular slash. It's not even full power. So what part did you want me to repeat real quick?
Okay, so what you said prior, this fucking babble.
What do you mean? What part do I repeat? I said multiple things. You want me to repeat the entire thing again?
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is what we're gonna do, right? So let's clarify. Do you think that what Kizaru did here was the most logical? Yes or no? I mean, do you think that what's it called? Do you think that putting the thing down instead of shooting him directly, right, would be more logical? Yes or
no? Could be, maybe not. I'm not sure. I mean, both have like their advantages or like disadvantages. I don't know what Kizaru's like point of view is here. Like I don't even know if Kizaru goes off of what's like most logical, but under the assumption even he does, I don't know what would be the most logical interpretation. I just don't think it matters because I
Okay, so
think
in
even if
addition,
he
okay,
a logical
okay, then
choice,
let me
it's better.
formulate my response like this then. So in addition to the fact, right, then I would need an argument for him not being able to think rationally here because he was able to formulate a counter response, right? So I don't see why being off guarded, especially since he has observation hockey, would cause him to not think of an ideal response. In addition to that, I already gave the argument, right? Now you said that you don't see why Kizaru would be able to like immediately attack following the fact that he got, I mean, the fact that, what's it called? He dodged it, but no matter which interpretation we're going off, you're assuming that he was able to reflexively put his leg down on the weapon. So clearly, fast-paced like counterattack after an attack is initiated is possible. Just you, for some reason, arbitrarily, with no basis, are disagreeing with the fact that instead of interacting with Whitebeard's weapon, which in no way would weaken Whitebeard himself, Kizaru can't just immediately fire or as quick as possible fire or attack Whitebeard alone with more time prep, right? Even though he's still counter flexively reacting by putting his foot down on the weapon. So again, like a fast-paced reaction after Whitebeard swings down is definitely possible, and he has more time. Again, the argument as to why it's more logically likely is because he has more time to attack Whitebeard without Whitebeard being able to resist, rather than attacking Whitebeard's weapon first and then trying to go for Whitebeard. Because either way, Whitebeard is in a compromising position with his weapon, so he can't really properly fight. Now, as for the last thing you said about why would he be able to, like, how would the angle make sense of a block, I guess? Well, there are many ways. For example, first off, Whitebeard could simply be thrusting the weapon, which is something that he can do with a Naginata. Naginatas are known to be used as thrusting weapons. Second of all, he could just be, what's it called? He could just be swinging upward, but I don't know about that one. I'll just say he's probably
Okay,
thrusting.
wait. So before we go back to the initial things, and these other altercations, if he somehow blocks the attack, like I still don't see like in either of those cases how it results with the foot over the Nabigata, like stomping on the Nabigata. I don't see how like even if he's thrusting or like I don't know pushing upwards somehow, like how does he block it and then he just like press it downwards?
But okay, well, the problem is right that I don't even see how he's exactly pressing it downwards. There's no proof of that. But
His foot is over. Okay, his foot is over the Nabigata. Is on top of it. I don't see how that angle happens if he somehow blocked the attack. If he blocked it with his hands, his foot would not be over with it. If he somehow blocked it with his foot, his foot would still now be a position above the entire of the Nagata. Doesn't make any sense to me.
well, because what's it called? Because putting your foot on something, right? Which first off, there's like the angle doesn't actually prove that it's directly down on the foot. Rather, I mean, down on the weapon. Rather, it could just be toward
Can you repeat that?
the the angle that we see in the panel doesn't distinctly prove that it's being directly pressed down on the weapon, but rather it can be to the side, to the corner of the weapon.
What's the argument for this? Like, how can it be on the corner? Doesn't make any sense. Like, what corner is it on?
Because they're simply on the corner of
Oh, wait,
the
okay.
what's it called?
We have 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes left. I just want to bring up another thing, real quick.
Wait, we're still on this. Like my point is that
Dude,
it can be on.
we have limited time, so we can't argue over one thing the
Yeah, I
entire
know.
fucking.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
Anyways,
so
but, what was I gonna say? Yeah. So the thing is that I mean,
we have
even
5
putting
minutes.
this.
I want to bring up
Wait,
something else.
I don't exactly see how this discredits my point because putting your foot down on something still blocks it. You know that, right?
How do you
wouldn't
block
really-
it by putting your foot over? What the fuck?
Because it blocks the attack from being able to, you know.
How
You
is
know
this
what a block
physically
is?
possible though? How is it physically
Wait,
possible?
how is it?
If he
Wait.
attacks him-
Because how it's physically possible? Okay, let me like this. How it's physically possible is because as Whitebeard thrust it, right, Kizaru able to negate that force by kicking it down. He just kicks it down as Whitebeard has the weapon extended. That's how it's physically possible to block, and it's a block
okay,
because it's
all
using his
that
physical
like,
body
okay,
to
all
evade
that
the
proves
attack.
is like relative. Okay, all that proves that is that he has like the speed to like move faster than Whitebeard. I don't have any issue with that. I'm talking about just like durability. I don't think Whitebeard attacked the attack and didn't do any damage to him. That's my entire point here. Like all this proves is he has like a speed above Kizaru.
You are not even being legible. So how does that prove that Whitebeard is faster than Kizaru?
That's not what I said. I said all that proves is that Kizaru is faster than Whitebeard, which I granted at the start. I agreed, yes, he is faster than Whitebeard. I went into that's why when it's the blocking thing because I don't think he has the durability.
No, because if he's able to cancel out, right? He's able to cancel out Whitebeard's Whitebeard's attack power, then he does scale dominate as well.
Yeah, sure, he can block out this version of Whitebeard's attack power, but can he prove Whitebeard's using his devil fruit here or using his hockey? But we see Akainu, not only does he like perform relative speed feats to Whitebeard, arguably faster depending on interpret certain scans, but he's also stalemating a Whitebeard who's using his devil fruit, who's arguably using his hockey. So Whitebeard's Akainu's AP feats are just more impressive than Whitebeard. And then he also I'm not done. I let you talk, so I get to talk to you. Shut the fuck up, dude. Not only with Akainu just have like
you're shocking me.
You made multiple fucking points. You can't appeal with the shot.
You're adding more. This has nothing to do with what I said. You're shocking me.
I don't care.
Anyways,
Zengin's throwing off the deflation. But not only does Akainu just have like better AP and speed feats against him, you haven't proven that like Shizaru's like so much faster that Akainu would never land the attack. Akainu newly fought somebody equal to him for like 3 days. So he just even if he never lands an attack on Kizaru, he just like wins via like stamina. So he also just scales above Kizaru based off of these like altercations. So you don't have any connective scaling there. So continue.
Okay, so you're making a lot of fucking claims on like static stamina that you can never connect to Kizaru, but also
sure.
Kizaru.
We can get into those right after this.
Okay, sure. Kizaru. So Kizaru is fine that Kizaru scales to a node over Whitebeard because Akainu also scales to a node. 1 second, like I'm actually gonna fucking mute you to do this shit. I'm trying to finish. I don't know why you're just so nervous about this shit. Anyways, so Akainu goes toe to toe. 1 second.
Sorry.
Akainu clashes toe-to-toe with Whitebeard using his node, right? I don't know if you made a point about hockey. I'd like you to prove that Whitebeard's not using hockey against Kizaru, even though it'd be most likely since it's.
I never said he never used hockey. I never said he never used hockey. I'm saying that's something we want you to prove.
Well, obviously, it'd be most likely that he's going to use hockey if it's the most efficient way of dealing like the most possible damage. Also, he would need to because anyway to fucking hit him, but also because it'd be the most efficient way of doing the most damage as possible. Just like the same
that's
argument.
fine. I think Grant he's like using hockey here, but I don't think that really matters just because of the positioning of the attack. I think it's more practical to just cancel out the ape. I think it's more impressive to cancel out the force behind the attack, which is what Akainu does. I was gonna get into that. I think that's more impressive because he's equaling out the AP. He's equaling out the force there. That proves that he can deliver as much force as Akainu does. He cancels out the attack. What Kizaru does is he redirects the force, that's why moving. That's why whatchamacallit. That's why displacing the force though. Like so, for example, something that's like a car that has like less speed and less mass than another car, so it would have less force behind it. And it can still like hit another car that's bigger and faster, but the mass behind that is still gonna get like misplaced. It's still gonna affect it. But then that's not impressive as like two cars that are equal mass and equal speed like crashing each other, just like equal out. Like his feet still here, just like demonstratively still like less impressive.
Okay,
and there's also okay.
Can you prove
I'm also
let me finish. So can you prove that like Kizaru is actually not interacting with the full AP in the same sense as Akainu is just because he's pressing down on it?
I never said he's not interacting with the full. I never said he's not interacting with the full AP. I'm just saying like he does it in a different way, which doesn't necessarily scale the same.
Why if he's still interacting with the same AP then?
I just
because what you're saying. Wait. So wait. 1 second. Because what you're saying is right that if he's not like actually negating the same force, right? Then what's it called? Because what you're saying is he's sidestepping it, so it's not like he's confronting something head on, right? But if he's not confronting something head on, then he's not actually confronting the full force. Because a full force would be something that like you actually have to attack with and repel in the same way. Forces cancel out. That's how it works. So otherwise, like I don't really get the sense.
1 minute left, by the way. 1 minute left. Unless y'all want a 15-minute extension.
Okay.
You guys want? Wait,
Yeah.
do you guys want a 15-minute extension? That's the max I can give you.
Do you want to do? If we do a 50-minute session, I want to move on to a different point.
I mean, Lucas, you want a 15-minute extension?
The future can judge that, bro.
Nigger.
Okay, if the
Lucas.
judge does not. Lucas, you want 15-minute session, dude?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Sure.
Continue.
Okay, Zane. So if I move on to a different point, how does that work? Do you think I've already addressed everything, or if I move on to a different point, do I just like lose?
Well, it depends. If so far, like through the point and the way you guys have discussed it, if you've proved whatever claim or assertion you're making, then I guess yeah, you'd win the point. I'm not gonna say, oh, just because you moved on means someone won or lost. It depends on the actual substance of the point and how you guys concluded.
No, I'm just asking
Yeah.
from your knowledge. Have I like addressed everything? Because we've gone off.
I mean, if you think you addressed everything, you can move on, right? Like it just
No,
depends. Like,
I'm asking. I guess I'll just move on. Fine. I think this like sidesteps everything.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. How about the thing is, right, like your main disparity is like you're fine with Kizaru faster, but you think that Kizaru would be like having a disadvantage in another stat like AP or something.
I'm saying he
against
could,
Akainu?
not necessarily does. But we can get into that.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
offer
So,
this.
yeah,
I can offer this use necessary. So I'm gonna okay. I'm gonna just grab
Hey,
something.
oh my gosh, leave me. Actually, I'm trying to make something. Okay, so yeah, the thing is that like inductively in One Piece, we see many instances that characters scale in both.
Wait, dude, you've been on the affirmative every single time. It's my turn to like make an argument. The fuck?
No, it's not yet. If I'm
Yes,
not
it
done
is.
my argument, right? If I'm first to scale my character, I'm only done when I'm done my arguments. Like what?
You're such a little
What
bitch. Okay, continue.
Okay, so if we have an inductive case in One Piece, right, that characters scale in both strength and speed and other stats, right, then to argue a stat disparity would be less likely, unless you can give like a better precedent for that, or an argument for that, specific argument for that. So what's your counter?
All right, repeat that real quick. Sorry, I saw something.
No, I'm just saying inductively in One Piece, we see that characters do scale to each other in like all the stats like strength and speed and whatnot, right? Like AP mainly. So if there's this inductive precedent that they scale not just in speed, but if they scale each other in speed, right, they scale each other in other stats in the same manner. For example, if they're equal in speed, they'll be equal in strength, or if they're faster, they're also stronger. Then it's more likely to assume that Kizaru is faster than he's also just has more AP in the stats to beat Akainu in a fight.
Okay, so the issue with this is for an inductive argument to be true, the elements within the things you're comparing have to be the same, right? Within this, the elements are not the same. So in the initial data set, the overall data set you presented, we have confirmable feats that these guys are as fast as each other, that they're as strong as each other, that they have similar level of durabilities. Within this, we don't have those same confirmable things. So because the elements are different, you can't make an inductive argument based off.
Wait, why did the elements need to be the same? Because what you're saying, right, inherently defeats the purpose of an inductive argument. Because if everything has to be if we already need proof, right, that they have the same speed and strength and whatnot, or they have like this disparity. Let's say they have a slight disparity in speed, or they're equal in speed, to determine what it would be the case. Or if you're saying, right, that we need to know how they scale in other stats, right, to make an inductive argument for how they scale in other stats, you wouldn't be making an inductive argument on how they scale in other stats. For example,
I don't think this is an argument. Wait, I mean that's why I'm just saying like based off of an inductive argument, your argument just isn't inductive. Like it's just the inductive arguments just don't work this way. I don't think you can use an inductive argument to, in the way that you present.
Look at how inductive arguments are used. Inductive arguments are used seeing various other patterns in a trend, right? Which in this case, a trend would be how.
Yeah, I'm saying let me just grab it.
I'm not done.
Okay,
An inductive argument is seeing patterns in a trend. The trend of how people scale to each other, the pattern being that they scale to each other equally in stats, in the sense that they're equal or different in speed. The same will apply to AP, Dura, etc. Right? If that's the inductive that we have, then that's how that inductive argument is used to lay out
okay,
to
dude,
other
you're
examples.
not tracking. I already said that. I'm going to say because the elements are different, we can't make this. I'm saying within that example, though, there's had to be similar trends. But I'm saying there's not necessarily a similar trend here because there's different elements. This is just raw speed, while the others they have AP, they have speed, they have durabilities. There's so many more.
Yeah, how does that differentiate this? No, because they. What do you mean raw AP?
Okay,
speed?
it differentiates it. It differentiates it because you're making like an conservative amount of assumptions in here.
Speak from the top. I can't understand you. Speak from the top. Can't understand you. Can you slow down? By the way, I don't know why you're fucking about to have a heart attack. this is really bad for you too
So
because you're
for an
classical.
inductive argument, we're saying because different because different concepts have like similar sets, it'll be true for another thing that's similar. So for example, if we say an example of a valid induction argument is if we say that 3 out of 4 admirals are the strongest within the Marines, then it's probably true that the fourth is one too. There's no element there that isn't accounted for. But within yours, you're adding AP, you're adding durability, you're adding all these other stats that aren't just demonstrated in the other example we're bringing up, which is the Kazaru thing. Like I don't see why it's like inductively valid for us to assume that Kazaru scales to Akainu in AP or speed or endurance or experience or these million other factors that are important for a scaling. It just based off of the fact that he scales above him in this one particular aspect.
Okay, so the problem is that you don't understand what you're saying. So the problem here is that what I'm actually saying, there's an inductive case where like the topic is in terms of how characters in One Piece scale in terms of stats, the pattern of how they're scale in one stat relative to another. So the inductive examples that I've used, right? The subject in question is a Kizaru shit. The examples, I mean, given a direct example, but an example would be, for example, Luffy versus Lucci, right? Luffy and Lucci matched each other blow for blow, in addition to being able to match each other's speed so that one couldn't really tag each other or they're tagging each other about the same amount of times. So in that example, everything's accounted for, right? Because they're scaling to each other in durability, in AP, in speed, etc. to the point where you have an extreme death fight. The same thing is accounted for what I'm positing Kizaru scales to Akainu to, AP, dur, etc. So my inductive works because the examples that I'm using all click the boxes of what I'm arguing is applying to Kizaru and Akainu here.
We can just move on.
Sure, we can move on.
Okay. So Akainu just stated to also be stronger than Kazaru. So both Kazaru and Shanks are like just.
Guys have
above
8
him.
minutes and 30 seconds left.
Wait,
That's
can you
fine.
prove that? Wait, can you show the statement of Akainu being stated stronger than Kizaru?
Sure. Peep scans. So he's stated to be the strongest Marine, or the Marine headquarters strongest Marine.
Yeah, can you prove this scan is real?
What?
It comes from a valid source. Can you prove this scan comes from a valid source? Pretty sure it's just fake.
This one? It's from It's from one of the data books. Can somebody just grab it real quick?
Yeah, can someone grab the data book of this scan?
There's no like. It comes from Reddit. It's not like
Yo,
official
Trouble,
source.
nobody asked you, bro.
I was given. Okay, fuck you. Bro.
Hey, yo, someone get my man his mythological scan.
Nigger.
Yeah, can
Someone get me the source for this mythological
This is from
scan.
let me just check.
Hey, whoever
You
said
see
the
the
hard
scan, right?
R,
You see the scan, right?
whoever said the
You see
hard
what he's
R,
talking
you are gone.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ironic. Ironic.
Okay.
Never like.
Okay. If whatchamacallit, if Punk Hazard like sourced the scan, would you probably agree to it being real?
What?
I said if Punk Hazard sourced the scan, would you agree to it being real?
You mean Punk Records?
Or Punk Records, yeah.
What do you mean by sources? I swear, like One Piece Feet, this guy who fucking writes messages. If One Piece Feet says where it's from, do I agree it's real?
Yes. Or do you think you like made it up out of nowhere?
I presuppose the source of the scan is a source that I consider legit, right? Then yeah.
I'm just okay. Are you asking like, is this from like a One Piece thing at all, or is this like, or are you asking for like the validity of it, as in like, does it exist, or as in like, is it canon?
Well, yeah, wherever it's from, is that source canon?
Oh, okay. Completely misunderstood what you said. Sure. I have to double check which one it is. I mean, would you agree it's probably from like? Okay. Would you? Let me double check. Where the fuck is Draco scan server? Dude, what the fuck? There it is. It's stated in One Piece magazine number 8. Those are just. I'm pretty sure those are just explicitly stated to be canon by Oda. Can somebody grab that statement real quick? Future Oshi.
Can you prove this from One Piece magazine 8?
Huh?
Can you prove this from One Piece magazine 8?
I'd have to download it, and that'd be longer than a debate. So is it cool if I just send it to the judge afterwards?
Okay, listen, like the problem here is that I unironically believe this is just the same thing as the strongest marine in history scan. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to assume that
Nani,
it's
I'm dead ass. I'm gonna get this nigga's termed I'm gonna get this nigga termed if he's gonna build this
What?
fucking. I'm not even joking, bro. There's no fucking way he's wasting my time with this bullshit.
You can literally look through Magazine 8 and Punk Records, by the way, but yeah, I'm not gonna fucking presuppose this scan is like true just because you want it to be true.
You're asking me to prove within a One Piece debate if the scan is from a fucking magazine when we never do this bullshit. If you're gonna rap,
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't really care
Because
if like.
people don't usually. Wait, do you want
Bro,
someone to get a voucher
wait,
if it's real, right? Like,
Yeah, no, that shit is not real, dude. Like,
this one is not okay. We can literally
dude, Azrael, every like Akainu statement about him being the strongest does not like exist.
The
Like,
one you're referring to.
no, I know. No, but like, it's not just that.
wait, who muted him?
Probably Nani.
Bro, the
Bro,
guy's
Nani, I'm helping the
good.
fucking debate go on, bro. Fuck off. Was that fucking trouble? Or trouble?
Azrael's
Oh,
okay
shut up!
with
You realize they
this.
have like
I
5
don't-
minutes left on the timer, right? You might as well
I don't
keep
give a fuck.
debating.
We can just end the debate. I don't care anymore.
So you don't want to care for her trying to argue with the scan?
No, I'm done.